Hi, today I'm making an okra, some people call it okra gumbo because I have sausage and I have some dried shrimp in it. So what I've done here, I've added what it was some fresh okra. I took and cut it up and put it in the freezer because I didn't want it to go bad. And to this, I've added my Manda sausages and I cubed them, and I cut up a whole red tomato and put in there. I also put a little, I'm sorry I had done this before I realized I wanted to record. Put a little oil at the bottom of the pan, a little seasoning blend. Then I added the okra, the tomatoes, and the sausages. So that's where I am right now. So I'm going to also add my dry shrimp. And I know in a lot of locations people can't find these, but they're dry shrimp, but they make anything gumbo taste good. The dry shrimp just give it a really, really good flavor. So what I do, I take all this in there and I boil it. I fry it. You want to wash the dry shrimp out first though. Now for my gumbo, I take this dry shrimp and I boil them and put the shrimp and the liquor from the boil all in the pot. All it does is give it a more of a seafood flavor. I'm just rinsing them off before I put them in my dish. Here we have the dry shrimp. So all we're going to do is just saute all this together. Now, a lot of people don't like okra because it's slimy. See that little slime? Well, you can't see it. It's a little slime on the spoon. But I also add a little vinegar, and that cuts the slime, and also the fresh tomato. I also have some diced tomatoes in a can. I'm not going to use those though. What I'm going to use instead, because I have this whole tomato in there, instead of the diced tomatoes, I'm going to actually use just a little tomato paste. I won't even use the whole little 6-ounce can. Okay, so we're going to just let this cook. It's kind of like you're going to fry it down is really what you're doing. So I'm not going to even put a top on it. But I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So if you see it now, all the okra has turned a darker green. Usually when it does that, if you're going to lose that slime, you lose it at this point. Okay, it's cooked down a little. So at this point, I added a heaping teaspoon of tomato paste. And we're going to add some water. Not a lot. The water will cook out, but I don't like to add a lot of water to this dish. So you can use chicken broth here. You can actually take you some pieces of chicken, and kind of saute them with your little vegetables in another pot, like a little onion, bell pepper, seasoning blend like I used tonight. And then you can, when that's just about done, you can add that to this as well. I'm not going to do that tonight. This is just really the quick way that I'm going to do it. So I'm going to let this simmer. I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. This is going to cook down for probably about 45 more minutes. But it's real tasty. I hadn't added anything other than the seasoning blend. I hadn't added any of the Tony's, any little salt or anything yet, because the sausages have a tendency to be a little salty. So I'm going to wait. I need to cut back on my salt intake. So I'll come back and show you what it looks like as it progresses. Okay, here's what it looks like. It is done. And I'm going to try to go into it so you can see it's not slimy. So you don't see nothing. If you see anything run out the sides, it's like a smooth liquor. There's no slime. A lot of people say they don't like it because of the slime. But if you cook it with fresh tomatoes, you don't have all that slime. But it's done. I'm going to plate it up and we're going to see what it tastes like. Okay, so I have my plate here with my rice and my piece of cornbread, and we're going to add, I'm doing this with one hand, y'all bear with me please. I'm going to add this to it. Okay, So here we have our okra gumbo. And so now, let's see what it tastes. This is a lot of rice. I didn't need that much rice. Let's see what it tastes like. But the main thing I wanted to show you is there is no slime. Look at the fork. There is no slime. Okay, so I didn't need this much rice, y'all. Look at the smoke coming from it. Excuse me. Y'all, it is so good. There's no slime in this okra. You got all those flavors mixed together. You got that I like Manda sausages in there. You got the taste of that fresh okra. It's not frozen, it's fresh. And there's absolutely, like I said, no slime. So, here's my okra. Have a good night.